Imagine, for a moment, that you possess immense power, a power that has been hidden from most people for centuries, a power that would allow you to transform your reality in an instant. It's not something esoteric or magical, although it has been seen that way by those who do not understand its true working. It is a method that has been used by great minds throughout history, from ancient spiritual masters to modern scientists. A knowledge that, if applied correctly, would enable you to manifest what you desire with almost miraculous precision. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract success and abundance effortlessly, while others struggle endlessly without achieving results? The answer lies in a universal principle that has been passed down through generations within select circles. It's no coincidence that many of the most influential personalities in the world have secretly applied this knowledge. But the reason this method has been hidden is simple. If everyone had access to this information and applied it correctly, the world would function in a completely different way. The power structures would feel threatened, and people would stop relying on external systems to get what they desire. What you are about to discover is a visualization method that goes far beyond the simple technique of imagining what you want. It is a profound knowledge based on the connection between the mind, energy, and material reality. And the most astonishing part is that, if applied correctly, its effects can be immediate. To understand its true power, we first need to analyze a fundamental concept that modern science has started to explore, but that ancient spiritual traditions have known for millennia. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined with absolute certainty. This means that when you visualize something with enough clarity and emotion, your brain responds as if it is truly happening. The same neural areas are activated, the same neurotransmitters are released, and physical changes occur in your body. Nikola Tesla stated, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." This is not just a simple metaphor. Everything in existence vibrates at a certain frequency, including your emotions, thoughts, and desires. Visualization is not just a mental exercise. It's a tool that emits an energy signal capable of interacting with reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a renowned researcher in neuroscience and quantum physics, has demonstrated that when a person visualizes with intensity and coherence, their brain starts to reconfigure itself. This is due to a process known as neuroplasticity, where neural connections strengthen or new ones are created, aligning with the reality being imagined. In other words, when you visualize correctly, your mind is programmed to accept that new reality as true, and as a result, you begin to attract experiences that match that vibration. But this is where the method that has been carefully hidden from the majority comes into play. It's not just about closing your eyes and imagining what you want. There's a specific key that makes this technique work instantly, and it's a key that has been safeguarded in secret societies, ancient manuscripts, and teachings that only a few have had access to. Ancient civilizations understood this knowledge and used it in their spiritual practices and sacred rituals. In Egypt, temple priests employed advanced visualization methods to access elevated states of consciousness. In Hermetic traditions, it was taught that the universe is mental and that, therefore, by mastering the mind, one can master reality. In Tibetan Buddhism, monks perform extremely detailed visualization practices to alter their perception of reality and reach profound levels of enlightenment. So, if this knowledge has existed for so long, why isn't it widely known? Because the power of visualization goes beyond what we've been led to believe. It's not just a technique for attracting material things. It's a tool to transform the very essence of who you are and how you experience life. How many times have you tried to manifest something without success? Maybe you thought the problem was that you weren't visualizing enough, that you needed more time or more effort. But the truth is, the issue isn't the lack of visualization, but rather how it's done. Most people make fundamental mistakes that completely block the process. The universe does not respond to effort or desperation, but to absolute certainty. And this is where the true secret of this hidden method comes in. It's not enough to just imagine something. You have to feel it as if it were already a reality. The difference between effective visualization and one that yields no results lies in your ability to reach a mental and emotional state of total conviction. This is the most important aspect that great spiritual masters and scientists have discovered. The brain and heart must be in harmony. When you visualize from a state of doubt or disbelief, you are sending contradictory signals and the universe does not respond. However, when you manage to reach a state of total certainty, where every cell in your body believes that what you are visualizing is already a reality, then manifestation occurs immediately. In the next moments, we will reveal exactly how to reach this state and how to apply the visualization method that has been kept secret for centuries. But first, I want you to reflect on this. What do you truly desire in your life? I'm not talking about superficial wishes, but about what would completely change your existence. Think about it and get ready, because what's coming next will change your perception of reality forever. Now that you understand the importance of absolute certainty in the visualization process, it's time to take a deeper step. Most people attempt to manifest their desires without knowing that there are precise steps that must be followed for visualization to have an immediate effect on reality. It's not just about imagining what you want, but activating the internal mechanisms that allow your mind and body to be in sync with what you wish to attract. One of the most common mistakes in visualization is focusing on the desire from a state of lack. When a person visualizes from need, their mind keeps reinforcing the idea that the desire is still not present. As reality responds to the vibration you emit, all it does is manifest more absence of what you want. However, there is a specific technique that breaks this pattern and allows visualization to work immediately. Ancient esoteric traditions teach us that time is an illusion and that the only existing reality is the present. This means that when you visualize something as if it is already happening this very moment, with no doubts or resistance, your mind accepts it as an absolute truth. And when your mind accepts it, the universe responds accordingly. But how do you achieve this effectively? This is where the method that has been hidden from most people comes into play. A method that great spiritual leaders and hermetic masters have used to transform reality instantly. First, you must understand the concept of advanced emotion. This is a principle discovered by neuroscience and confirmed by quantum physics study. It has been shown that when you experience an emotion before an event occurs, you are conditioning your body and mind to accept that event as an inevitable fact. For example, when you feel gratitude before receiving something, your brain interprets that you have already received it and adjusts its chemistry to reflect that reality. At that moment, the energy field around you begins to vibrate at a specific frequency, attracting circumstances that match that vibration. Joe Dispenza has conducted multiple experiments in which he has demonstrated that people who practice visualization with advanced emotion experience measurable changes in their electromagnetic field. This means it's not just a subjective belief, but a real phenomenon that can be observed and measured. To apply this principle correctly, you should follow these steps. First, close your eyes and visualize with complete clarity the reality you wish to experience. It's not just about seeing images in your mind, but about fully immersing yourself in that experience. Observe every detail precisely, listen to the sounds, feel the textures, and perceive the smells. The more vivid your visualization, the greater impact it will have on your subconscious. Second, activate the advanced emotion. Instead of wishing for something to happen, feel gratitude as if it has already occurred. The key is not to wait for reality to change in order to feel the emotion, but rather to feel the emotion first so that reality aligns with it. Third, maintain that state of absolute certainty. Don't let your mind question it for even a second. Don't worry about how it will happen, because the rational mind will try to analyze and limit the process. Simply stay in that state of certainty and let the energy do its work. This is the true secret of instant manifestation. It's not just about imagining, but experiencing the desired reality in the present moment with total conviction. This is the method that great masters have kept secret, because its power is so immense that it transforms the life of anyone who applies it correctly. Now think of something that you truly want to manifest in your life. It could be a goal, a personal change, or an experience you wish to live. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the emotion of having achieved it. If you are able to sustain that emotion with total certainty, you are sending a clear signal to the universe that this reality already exists. But here is where the most shocking part comes in. There is an additional element that amplifies this method and makes its effects even more powerful. This element has been used by secret societies and circles of power throughout history. It is the key that makes the difference between a visualization that works and one that doesn't. What is this hidden element? We will reveal it in the next part, and when you discover it, you'll understand why it has been kept a secret for so long. Now that you understand how advanced emotion and absolute certainty can transform your reality, it's time to unveil the hidden element that amplifies this method to levels that many would consider impossible. Throughout history, this knowledge has been passed down within very select circles, not because it is difficult to understand, but because its correct application grants a power that defies the conventional structures of reality. Those who have discovered it have changed their destiny in extraordinary ways. And today you have the opportunity to learn it. This secret element is the energy of focused intention, a force that has been studied by both ancient mystical traditions and modern science. In simple terms, it's about directing all your mental and emotional energy toward a single purpose. When this is achieved, reality responds immediately. The principle behind this is what quantum physicists have called the wave function collapse. According to quantum mechanics, the reality exists in multiple possibilities until the consciousness of an observer defines it in one direction, meaning that when you focus your mind with absolute clarity on a single outcome, you collapse all other possibilities and allow that one reality to manifest. This knowledge is not new. Tibetan monks have practiced this technique for centuries in their meditations. Egyptian priests used it in their manifestation rituals, and Hermetic masters taught it as the fundamental principle of creation. But what few people know is that there is a specific way to apply this power immediately and effectively. To achieve this, you need to follow a process that aligns your mind, your heart, and your energy precisely. First, you need to eliminate any distractions. When you try to manifest something, but your mind is scattered in multiple directions, your energy becomes diluted and lacks the strength to transform reality. This is what happens when people desire something, but at the same time, they have contradictory thoughts of doubt, fear, or insecurity. For the method to work, you must focus only on the desired reality with absolute intensity. Second, you must harness the power of the word. Ancient spiritual traditions have taught that spoken words have a direct impact on reality. In the Bible it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In Kabbalah, it is taught that each spoken word generates a vibration that affects the universe. And in modern science, the experiments of Dr. Masaru Emoto have shown that words influence the structure of water, which means they can also influence our bodies and matter itself. To apply this in visualization, you must verbalize your intention with total conviction. It's not enough to think about what you want. You must say it aloud with unshakable certainty. When you do this, the vibration of your words reinforces the signal you're sending to the universe. Third, you must hold on to the feeling of having achieved your goal for as long as possible. The more time you can stay in that state of certainty and gratitude, the faster it will manifest in your reality. This is where most people fail, because they allow doubts to creep into their minds and weaken the energy of their intention. This is why spiritual teachers recommend meditation and affirmation repetition, not because they are simple exercises, but because they train your mind to maintain a specific vibration without interruption. The more you train your mind to remain in a state of certainty and gratitude, the faster you will see results in your life. Now, I want you to think of something you truly wish to manifest. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. What matters is that you choose it with complete clarity. Close your eyes and visualize it in as much detail as possible. Imagine it has already happened, that it is already part of your reality. And now, say it out loud. This is already mine. I have already received it. I am grateful. By doing this, you are programming your mind and your energy to accept this reality as a fact. And if you can maintain this vibration without letting doubt creep in, you will begin to notice changes in your life immediately. But there's still one last component, one that will make all of this work with astonishing precision, an element that has been used by initiates of esoteric knowledge to manifest their desires flawlessly. And that secret will be revealed in the final part of this video. We have arrived at the most important point of all this knowledge. So far, we have explored the fundamental principles of effective visualization: absolute certainty, advanced emotion, focused intention, and the power of words. But there is one last element that ties all of this together and makes the manifestation process practically infallible. This is the element that ancient alchemists called the cornerstone of creation, a principle that spiritual teachers have used to shape reality to their will. And, although it may seem incredible, this secret has been right in front of us all along. Hidden in plain sight, this element is the absolute detachment from the outcomes. Yes, you heard correctly. In order for visualization to work at its maximum potential, you must completely let go of the need for your desire to manifest. This is where most people fail, when you desperately, anxiously, or impatiently want something. Remember, the universe responds to the vibration you emit. If you feel an urgent need for something, what you're declaring is that you don't have it, and as a result, you continue to manifest its absence. This is why many people try to visualize, but never achieve the results they expect. Their desire is contaminated by anxiety and fear of not obtaining it. However, when you manage to release that urgency and trust fully that the universe has already responded, you open the necessary space for manifestation to occur. The teachings of Hermeticism tell us about a principle known as polarity, which states that everything in the universe has two opposing extremes that are in reality the same thing at different degrees, and fullness are simply poles of the same energy. If you're at the extreme of need, you can't access abundance. But when you shift to the extreme of absolute certainty and let go of anxiety, what you desire comes effortlessly. The Master Neville Goddard explained this concept with the metaphor of a fulfilled dream. He said that when a person desires something but continues to doubt whether they will achieve it or not, it's like being in a restless state of sleep, unable to awaken in their new reality. But when a person behaves and feels as if they have already achieved it, they enter a state of total calm, in which reality simply adjusts to reflect their internal conviction. So, how do you apply this principle of absolute detachment? First, after you have visualized with eager emotion, you must act in the world as if you have already received what you desire. This doesn't mean pretending or deceiving yourself, but rather adopting the mindset of someone who already has what they want. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you think if you already had what you desire? By embodying that attitude, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are already that version of yourself. Second, you must stop desperately looking for signs. Many people, after visualizing, begin to obsess over whether they are seeing any changes in their reality. They check the clock, waiting for something to happen. They look around for signs that the universe is responding, but this anxiety blocks the process. The true master of manifestation visualizes with certainty and then moves on with their life without worrying about the how or when. Third, you must trust that the universe has infinite ways of bringing you what you desire. Sometimes the manifestation doesn't happen in the way you expect, but in an even better way. If you cling to just one path, you limit your options. You need to allow the energy to flow freely and be open to all the ways your desire can come to you. This principle of detachment is why many people say that just when they stopped worrying about something, that's when they finally received it. This is not a coincidence. It's because the moment they released their anxiety, they allowed the right vibration to settle in, and the universe responded. So, here's the true visualization method they don't want you to know. 1. Total clarity on what you desire. Define precisely what you want to manifest. 2. Advanced emotion. Feel gratitude as if you have already received it. 3. Focused intention. Keep your attention free from distractions and doubts. 4. The power of words. Verbalize your desire with absolute conviction, total detachment. Release the need and trust that it is already yours. When you apply these 5 principles together, you enter a state of complete alignment with the reality you want to manifest. And in that state, transformation occurs effortlessly. Now, the question is, are you ready to apply this method in your life? Because this knowledge only has value if you decide to put it into practice. It's not enough to understand it intellectually. You need to experience it for yourself. Think about what you desire the most right now. Take a moment to visualize it with all the details. Feel the emotion of having it already in your hands, and then let it go. Trust that the process is underway and continue with your life. If you do this correctly, you will soon start to notice surprising changes in your reality. And when that happens, you will understand why this knowledge has been kept secret for so long. Now tell me, what are you going to manifest today? Leave it in the comments, because when you declare your intention, you reinforce your energy and take the first step to attract it into reality. The truth has always been right in front of you. The question is, are you going to use it? Thank you for watching.